Shit. What up there, anime and manga communities? This is your boy Chitty, or Chitty, whatever you want to call me. Today, I'm here to talk about my top 10 favorite anime and manga. Well, no, favorite manga of all time. Now, before I get started, I just want to say it took me a while to get this list out here. And I was going to do it yesterday, but I really wanted to just take a second to just think. What are my top 10 favorites? Because I've read a lot of good manga. Like, there have been a lot of good ones. And to narrow it down to 10 was a hard thing, but I do have them down. I always had a top 5, but getting a top 10 was a little bit harder. Either way it goes, let's get into it. My top 10 favorite manga of all time. Let's go ahead. So first, we're going to start off with Dragon Ball Z. Or Dragon Ball, better to say, since Dragon Ball Z isn't really the manga. Now, I count this because this is what kind of got me into anime and manga in general, was this manga. I love Dragon Ball manga. I prefer the anime, of course, because I grew up with the anime, but going back and reading the manga is also pretty cool, too. It was a good time with that manga. Now, granted, as I've gotten older, the series makes less sense. Like, Dragon Ball as a whole, if you look at it, it really gets stupid at, like, the Dragon Ball Z points. And it's like, huh? Like, I mean, like, Dragon Ball was never, like, the strongest written story, but it's the battles that keep it in my top 10. It's the fact that those fights are so damn good that you can't deny that they made every anime and manga what they are today, with at least battle manga. So that's what keeps it on my list, is those amazing ass fights. Number 9 would be Naruto. Now, Naruto's on my list. The first half of Naruto is on my list because the first half of Naruto had some really good themes, solid themes that I liked, and had good battles. You know, watching this nobody grow up into a somebody was fun until the second half. So, I mean, other than that, the first half of Naruto was amazing. No one could ever put that down. And it's lower on my list because of the second half. I can't deny that the second half existed. So, it exists, but the first half was the greatest part, and it doesn't take away from the first half of the series, which was amazing. Now, number 8 will be Hunter x Hunter. I love Hunter x Hunter, and as soon as Togashi is done playing Dragon Quest, we can get back to the greatness that is Hunter x Hunter, and, you know, get out of this whole political arc. Like, dude, come on, Togashi, please. I don't think we're asking for much, but Hunter x Hunter is one of those series that's very complicated. Like, you really have to pay attention. When you read Hunter x Hunter, you have to be paying attention to all the dialogue, all the characters. Everything matters in the story at some point or the other. And it's just crazy how deep the martial arts talent in there goes. And even and it has some of the best character development I've seen in one arc. One arc has surpassed a lot of shows. Like, a lot of mangas have been surpassed simply by the Chimera Ant arc. That arc had some of the most amazing character development I've ever seen in a character. And this show has some of the best pulse-pounding fights you will ever watch. I don't know why I keep saying show. I mean manga. That's my bad. It's just like show is the first thing that comes to mind. But either way it goes. Definitely suggest you read it. But that will be coming in at my number 8. Number 7, Death Note. Oh my god, dude, Death Note. This nigga yagging me like that. Yo, y'all can be like, dude. I don't feel like I need to even say anything more than that. Death Note is one of those mangas that when you read it, you'll be like, you know what? I'm a little bit stupid. Like, you feel like just the psychological tension of it all. Like, everything is so smart. Like, everything is done in like this tactical move. And the best part about it is there's really like no action besides like maybe a few parts, but for the most part it's just pure psychological warfare, which sometimes is better than any other kind, because that manga had me on the edge of my seat for so long it wasn't even funny. Like, I was just sitting there, I was literally biting my nails at moments in that manga. And I'm trying to keep this very spoiler free, so I can't go into too much detail, but freaking Death Note, definitely my number 7. Number 6, Magi, the Labyrinth Enduring the Kingdom Enduring the Manga of Magic. Now, this manga, man, Magi is one of those it comes in at number 6. It almost cracks into my top 5, but it doesn't because of my love for these, you know, my top 5. But it's one of those series that really makes you sit back and think. Like, every time I read Magi, at least the deeper parts of it, I have to literally sit back and think about fate, life, God. How does God play into fate? What is really your own destiny? Should you be given your own destiny? Are you following some predetermined road? It's all these different questions. Race, the topic deals heavily with the topic of race, especially after that last arc. And even though I don't necessarily agree with how the race was handled in that last arc, I still love how deep this series is. And the battles are also amazing. That war arc was some of the best I've ever seen. But it's been a great ride with Manga, and I can't wait to continue to read it. But that'll be coming in my number 6. Number 5, Kingdom. So now, Kingdom, we're in the top 5, my top 5 favorites of all time. Kingdom clocks in at number 5 because Kingdom has everything that I pretty much would want in a manga in a lot of ways. It has amazing action, dude. Freaking amazing character development. Well, I wouldn't say amazing, but great character development. And it has some really great themes when you look on the underlying factors of it. You know, following your dreams no matter what, even if it is in warfare and all that. But its main character is lovable. Everything about Kingdom has been amazing to me. Like, so far, there hasn't been a single thing about Kingdom that I have yet to dislike. I love Kingdom. So now, number 4, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yo, spirit guns. Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing. Like, it was one of those series that it was one of those series that kind of taught me a little bit more about myself in a way. It's like, and it was through my connection with the character that was Yusuke and how he loved to fight and how he wanted to protect his friends. He didn't have any dream inherently, but he did everything he could to protect his friends. Kind of like Ichigo, but a better version of Ichigo. This dude, man, it has some of the greatest themes about, you know, how dark humanity can be to one another. How, you know, you need to right some of the wrongs, and sometimes not everything is black and white. And what is the definition of true strength? Like, all these crazy things. Like, it was just a really great series with some amazing battles and with an ending that I really didn't see coming. So, definitely deserves to be in my number 4 spot. Number 3, Rurouni Kenshin. The Blade That Never Kills. This series is my number 3. I'm going to say pretty much solely because of the fact of the themes. Like, this had some of the best themes I've ever read. Like, this series touched me in a lot of ways. Like, it really made me think about, you know, what is killing? Like, you know, we watch all these movies, play all these games and do all these different things that makes the act of killing so mundane, so simple, so easy. Kenshin takes that and turns it into something deeper, like why you shouldn't kill, how taking one life really matters, and how in the fight, and how walking the life of a fighter while not trying to kill is very hard, is a lot harder than you think. And sticking to your convictions to the very end. Now, don't get me wrong, Kenshin has some amazing fights. I'm gonna say that right now, some really, really badass fights. It couldn't be this high on my list without some really badass fights. But I'm saying right now, those themes make Kenshin, and if you haven't read Kenshin, you need to go read it. Number 2, now we're in my top 2. Number 2 is One Piece. One Piece and my number 1 share one common theme, which is the fact that I watched these two in a very dark place in my life when I was about to do something very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very extreme. And I'm so glad I saw these two. One Piece gave me hope in life. If you ever looked at my videos and always said, oh, well, I'm very hopeful, I'm very, you know, I believe in dreams and all that, it's because I watched One Piece. One Piece is such a fun series, and it deals with such heavy topics while still showing you the fun side of life, and that even in the darkest situations, there can always be a light. You're never in hell until you're dead. And you keep moving, and you keep having fun, and you keep protecting your friends, and you keep going after those dreams. And One Piece is home to some of my favorite battles of all time. So One Piece, there's no other. There's no one else that could be. There's nothing else that could be my number 2 spot. Number 1, Full Metal Alchemist. This is the one anime/manga series that I can watch and read every single day for the rest of my life and never be tired of it. It is not only home to some of the best battles I've ever watched, but as I said, I watched it in such a dark place in my life that when I watched this series, it touched me more than any of the other mangas that I spoke on. When I read and watched this series, I was just like, I was blown away. It was the struggle. Yeah, you could tell these kids were struggling for something bigger. And then in the end, just like it just all wrapped up so perfectly. The dreams, the goals, all these different things, they all meant something to me, and they all made me push myself forward. Like, this was the penultimate series of my life. This right, and there's one opening song in the in Brotherhood that I listen to almost every day, and it's Hologram. People always overlook it and look at it again, and Rain and all the other ones, but Hologram is the best opening of all time for me. Because if you listen, if you could go to find it on SoundCloud, which is Geeky Fan Dubs, she did a dub for it. If you listen to the lyrics of that, it not only embodies the show, but it embodies a lot of things that mean to me. So this manga and anime have been they've made me who I am, in a way. One Piece and Full Metal have been those two series that shaped me, and I love them to death for it. So either way it goes, man, that's my top 10 favorite manga of all time. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out now. Before I go, you guys let me know your top 10 in the list down below. Let's share it. Let's connect as a fan base and the person who, what would I be called? The entertainer. Anyways, either way it goes, man, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out now. This is your boy Chitty, Chitty signing out. Please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, doing things to help the thrive, and I will catch y'all on the flip. It has been golden. Peace out, anime and manga communities. One more thing before I go. This is just one last thing, and it just hit me in the back of my head. Whether it's a manga, a game, a movie, a book, whatever it is, if you're in a dark place and something connects with you, don't think it's stupid. Don't let something define how something should touch you. If it gives you hope, if it makes you want to move forward, then you keep it, you hold it close. I'm out.